Ashton, you're obviously very physical runner, and you saw that in the game against the 49ers. How do you kind of balance, deciding when to be physical or maybe choosing to be more elusive and avoiding it?
Yeah, I think it's just being smart, picking and choosing your battles. With DBs, you want to be a little more physical. Linebackers, a little bit less, shake and bake, kind of attack them half a man.
Something that you could, sorry about that, use to your advantage, because if a cornerback sees on film that you're going to lower your shoulder and run into him, and he's going to set up for that, maybe that's a move that you can make off of that.
Yeah, I mean, throughout the game, that's something I can set up, obviously have him thinking, if I were to continue playing the game, maybe next time I would have gave him a move rather than lowering the shoulder.
Obviously, you're known for running the ball with as many yards as you had in college, but how much pride do you take in also being able to be a pass catcher out of the backfield, and how much do you believe that Chip Kelly has been able to put you in advantageous positions to do that?
Yeah, I take a lot of pride in it. It's something that wasn't really shown as much in my college career. So being able to have that opportunity and, Chip's done a great job at, getting the running backs involved in the passing game, and we just got to continue to work at it and get better every single day.
Ashton, I watched all your games at Boise after they picked you, and I've noticed you are extremely aggressive in pass protection, and I didn't see that as much in Boise. I don't think you were asked to do it as much as you are here. Is that just another part of your toughness? Because it seems like it's something you really take pride in.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Coach McCullough he's harping on it every day. We got to be able to, protect the quarterback. That's one of our, number one priorities besides, protecting the football, giving them time, because, in the same way I'm blocking for my receivers, tight ends down the field, they're blocking for me in the run game.
Where do you think you are in terms of that recognition of where the blitz is coming from, that sort of thing, in order to pick up pass protection?
I think I'm doing a pretty good job. I think I can still, grow. There's always room to get better.
I know you're out there competing with those guys, the linebackers, but is there room for, some communication, talking to them, maybe off to the side, to try to get into their head a little bit about what their plan is?
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I feel like earlier in training camp there was kind of conversations like that. A lot of them were like with Devin White, but now we've been going against each other so much. I kind of know what guys are gonna do, and then obviously it's cool. We're getting towards actual games, game one, and being able to game plan and go against different guys.
Ashton, when you're able to create big plays, can you kind of just talk about your vision as a runner? Marcus Allen, he said, great runners, they're not really concerned with the guy in front of them. They're already looking at the second and third guy up ahead to make a play. Can you kind of just talk about your vision when you're able to create a big play?
Yeah, I mean, first off, it's like, it's like a game of, chess. It's like knowing where everybody's at and where they're going to be when the ball snaps, possibly, so that you're a step ahead. And if you can do that, then that's where the big plays come, right? Because you're going to make that first guy miss, but you got to be able to see the full picture and where everybody's coming from, so you can finish the play and score.
What have you thought of returning some kicks in practice? What have you gotten out of that?
It's been pretty fun. I don't know how much they'll have me do it for real, but it's just another skill, another thing that I have to my game that if they call me up to do it, I'll be able to rise to the occasion.
Have you felt any kind of pressure surrounding your name, the hype around you, being drafted as high as you were? Do you feel that as you kind of approach the season, beginning of the season?
Maybe at like first, before, first training camp, all that type stuff, high expectations. But I think the best thing that I've done for myself is just kind of, silence that out. I mean, I know there's expectations for me, and that's what you want. If there's no expectations, then you're not doing something right. So I just, I'm in my own bubble, just trying to get better each and every single day. Listening to what people in the building are telling me, if I'm doing good or if I'm not doing good, and I think that's what's important.
Are you enjoying the process, just keeping it in front of you, or are you just ready to get on to the season?
No, I'm enjoying the process for sure. I mean, it's my first year in the NFL. Obviously, rookie years, it's a long year. It's been a lot, but I mean, it's a blessing to be here. I've dreamed about this, so I'm taking it day by day, hour by hour, minute by minute, just trying to get better.
After the game, there was already a lot of excitement about the highlight, but it got picked up so much nationally, so much social media. Like, what did you think of all the reaction around the league and around the world about the play?
I mean, I thought it was pretty cool, but I guess people didn't think I could do it on the NFL level, so I guess it was cool. But I've been doing that, so it's not really anything crazy to me.
You're at the very end of your first training camp. Between that and just now being a football player 24/7, this is your job, no more school and all that. Anything about this process that's surprised you at all as you kind of think back on all this?
I wouldn't say so much a surprise. I feel like I've been preparing for this moment. A lot of people have been mentoring me, telling me how it's gonna be. So honestly, I think what's really cool is like that you really get what you put in, right? So you're here a lot of hours and long days, but it's still about what you put into the game of football because that's what you'll get out of it.
You, Sincere and Zamir have all built a genuine relationship. You guys are constantly communicating, talking. I'm just curious, will you talk about your relationship with those guys? Because a lot of times a rookie coming in and there's already guys there, you're taking a spot, and yet they've embraced you warmly.
Yeah, I think it's also, the energy that, I came in with, just being a rookie, just trying to learn, trying to get better, not think that I'm better than anybody, but not think that anybody's better than me. And also all the guys in the room just, come with open arms trying to help me. But that just shows who they are as players, that, they're secure enough in what they've been doing that they're not going to get outside of themselves because somebody else came in the building.
What's it been like playing with Brock so far, and do you find like your approaches are similar at all?
Yeah, I mean Brock, he's a special player. I mean, obviously seen what he did last season, but to see it every day in practice. I mean, even today, like the one hand catches, it's just regular, it's just normal, it's just what he does. But to see his approach, how he takes care of his body, I mean, it's all things that I can learn from and try to add to my routine.
How do you feel like you're coming with the offensive line?
I feel like I'm coming in well. Just continuing to, grow that connection with them, being able to talk, communicate. But also, I want for them to know, like, hey, if, they're working hard and, blocking, I'm going to take advantage, of those blocks and those plays and, make the big plays down the field.
Kind of on the back end of that, whether it was play calling or philosophy or whatever you think it was, what do you think was the biggest adjustment from that first preseason game of how your performance was versus the second of how things went successfully?
I wouldn't really say it was anything scheme wise. I think just as a whole offense, I mean, me included, we just executed better. We started faster, and then obviously we got to, kind of get more comfortable in the run game. I only had 3 carries the first game, but I had 7 carries. And, most people who know the running back position, it takes, time to wear the defense down and, get those good runs.
I know you don't call the plays, but how appreciative were you of getting that second run down on the goal line after the first one kind of got stopped?
Yeah, very appreciative. And, that just shows Chip Kelly his trust in the O-line and in me, not to back down, to line up, do it again, even though everybody in the stadium knows we're going to run the ball.
3rd and 5, they're giving you the ball. That's not a normal thing in the NFL. That talks about a lot of faith in you. How big of a third down weapon can you be as a running back?
I think I can be a great third down weapon, but also earning that trust, of my coaches, my teammates. That's a big deal. So that was one step moving forward. But most defensive coordinators are going to think you're going to throw the ball right there, and we ran the ball successfully. So that just kind of shows the mentality of us as a team.
Yeah, one more from that.
Sorry, Batten got released. Obviously, you're being on the game. Just your thoughts on being on it, and they did give you the stance on the game. So I wonder if you saw that.
Yeah, I did see that. I had like family and friends reaching out about it, but another childhood dream to be in a video game. So it's amazing to see.